Hello, everybody. I want to welcome you to my class. And the topic of my class today is learning disabilities. Students with learning disabilities comprise the largest single category of students with special needs. And these students have significant difficulties in one or more specific cognitive processes that can be attributed to mental retardation, emotional problems, sensory impairment or environmental deprivation. Such difficulties often appear to result from specific and possibly inherited brain dysfunctions. A learning disability or a learning disorder is not a problem with intelligence. Learning disorders are caused by a difference in the brain that affects how information is received, processed, or communicated. A learning disability is a disorder in one or more of the basic psychological processes involved in understanding or using spoken or written language, which may manifest itself in an imperfect ability to listen, to speak, to think, to read, to write, spell, or do mathematical calculations. A child is not considered to have a learning disability. A child is not considered to have a learning disability if learning difficulties can be attributed to visual, hearing, or motor handicaps, mental retardation, emotional disturbance, or environmental, cultural, or economic disadvantage. That is the definition of a learning disability. Now, I want us to look at the common characteristics, the characteristics that these learners with learning disabilities have. In general, students with learning disabilities are different in many more ways than they are similar. They typically have many strengths, but may face challenges such as difficulty sustaining attention in the face of distractions, poor reading skills, and ineffective learning and memory strategies. These students also have difficulty with tasks involving abstract reasoning. They also have poor sense of self and low motivation for academic tasks, especially if they receive no special assistance in areas of difficulty. These students with learning disabilities also have poor motor skills. They also have poor social skills, and they also have motor difficulties. That is to say, the motor difficulty refers to problems with movement and coordination, whether it is with fine motor skills, such as cutting, writing, or gross motor skills, such as running and jumping. But note that by no means do such characteristics describe all students with learning disabilities. However, for instance, some are attentive in class and work diligently on assignments, and some are socially skillful and popular with their peers. And lastly, there is a table here that presents the common types of learning disabilities. From this table, it is listing the type of learning disabilities. We have dyslexia, and these are students with difficulty processing language. They have problems reading, writing, spelling, and speaking. We also have another learning disability known as dyscalculia, and these are learners with difficulty with math. They have problems doing math problems, understanding time, and using money. We also have dysgraphia. These are learners with difficulty with writing. So these learners have problems with handwriting, spelling, organizing ideas. We also have those who have another learning disability. We call it dysprasia, sensory integration disorder. These are students or learners with difficulty with fine motor skills, that is, problems with hand-eye coordination, balance, and manual dexterity. We also have another learning disability. We call it auditory processing disorder. These are learners with difficulty hearing differences between sounds, such as problems with reading, comprehension, language. And finally, we have a learning disability known as visual processing disorder. These are learners who have difficulty interpreting visual information, such problems with reading, math, maps, charts, simple, and pictures. And that marks the end of our class today. And we've been looking at learning disabilities. Thank you and bye.